What's up, everybody? Welcome back to ACES Conference, the podcast. We are on season 3, episode 2, because episode 1 got lost. I'm Justin. I'm here with my good friend, Tim. What's up, buddy? It's been a while.
Hey, man. How's it going? It has been a while.
It has been a while. Well, for you and me, it's been about 5.5 minutes. For the audience, it's been almost a year. Let's catch people up.
When we decided to take a little time off, we took a little time off.
One of my favorite lines from any movie is this crappy movie called Tag. And there's a scene where they're all trying to synchronize their watches. And the one's like, I have 11:30. The one's like, I have 11:29. The third guy goes, I don't wear a watch. And Hannibal Buress is in that scene. He goes, time is a construct. And I was like, that is the funniest line in the entire movie. And true. Yeah. So we took some time off. We're back. It's season 3. We're back. It took us a little while to get ourselves reoriented. Tim, you moved actually. So that we'll just blame that for why we didn't have a show.
If you're watching this, this is not a virtual background. This is my undecorated wall because I just recently moved. And yeah, I took the advice, or I don't know if it's advice, but I followed, the path of a few of our counterparts, Michael, in Australia and the best Brian, who also decided to move during COVID. And so I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And here I am.
I didn't move after ACES conference. Actually, if you remember ACES conference?
Let's be clear. After ACES conference, we didn't move for like a week, right? Because what do we do? 24 hours a day for. Yeah. Okay.
I passed out and hoped that it was all going to be over. I actually, surprisingly, even though my background has changed, this is exactly the same spot I did the ACES conference 2020 from. I actually moved offices. I'm now upstairs in my house. So not as big of a move as yours, but still a nice new set. Check this out with some like cloud iconage and some nice backlighting. It's a work in progress.
So is that like cloud supposed to mean something to me, or?
It's people say it looks like the old iCloud icon, right?
Oh, it does kind of. Yeah, sure.
The mobile me icon. I don't know. It's $19 on Amazon. The link will be in the description.
Okay.
Just like right back into the swing of things.
Is that an affiliate link? Do you get 2 cents off of it?
We'll put it. Yeah, we could do ACES affiliate link. Anything to help. Anything to help them out. Look. If it wasn't an affiliate link, it wouldn't be an ACES thing, right?
That's right. There. At some point, somebody's got to make some money. May as well be us.
It may as well be me. You spent all your money on a nice new home with no background. You're like in the infinite void that John Oliver was in all season long.
It's kind of great, right? I mean, and the funny thing is, like, you can't see on the other side of my screen. Like, I have this beautiful window where I'm looking out at trees and pasture, and it's like I live in the country now, and a bunch of broken down tractors. But it's crazy. I'm
looking at my neighbor getting their roof redone.
I hope to never see my neighbors again. No, not the same at all.
Well, just so anyone knows, we're recording this slightly after the new president has taken office. So things are looking better for 2021, at least in my opinion. But we are recording this in January, and Rutabaga is still a thing. And due to that, and not knowing where we're going to be with everything like that, as crappy as it is, we are very happy to announce that ACES Conference 2021 will be happening live, virtually in your home. Our tagline this year, ACES Conference, Zoom out, as we record this on Zoom.
But I like that. I like that idea. I like the idea of zooming out and taking, I freaking hate it when people say this, but taking the holistic picture, a holistic look at your business and your life and how they all intertwine and work together, and what you can do to make all parts of it, everything better. And
to make things better, what we're going to do this year is a little different than we normally do, right? So ACES Conference typically has been 2 days, a day and 3/4. Last year, we made the mistake of doing 48 hours. This year, we're going to do something different. So mark your calendars, listeners. Every Thursday in May is going to be an ACES day. The penciled in schedule, because there's nothing set in stone with us, is 12 to 2:30 Eastern time every Thursday. So that's 9 to sometime 30 West Coast time. every Thursday. We will have recordings, but only if you are a paid ticket member. Tickets go on sale soon. More information is coming soon. We're working on our sponsors. We're pulling up a great speaker list this year. And again, yeah, I mean, if we're on track for what we want to do, Tim, the speaker list is going to really help the ACES community take that holistic view of their business, right? That like they say, the 30,000 foot overview, because so much has changed in the last year and a half. Because like when we did ACES Conference 2020, it was a rush, to be honest, right? We thought we were going to Atlanta, and then we were told we're not. And so we put together what I think was the best thing that we could put together, and, went back to hitting people with a fire hose and kept them busy for the year. But, so much has changed. The world has changed. How people interact has changed. I mean, I have never been on Zoom more in my entire life than I have in the last year. Like, I've gotten 40 years worth of Zoom calls in. And keep in mind, this is coming from the—
Well, let's be clear. There wasn't Zoom for 35 of those 40 years.
Well, hold on. I was going to say, this is coming from the kid whose grandfather had one of the first video phones. And so we had a video phone in my grandfather's house. We had a video phone in my aunt's house in Georgia. And like the screen was maybe like 5 inches in diagonal. And like the quality was like 6 pixels by 6 pixels or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's been crazy, but I'm very excited about what's going to be coming in May. So pencil in on your calendars every Thursday. There'll be other events throughout May, not on Thursdays. Like we'll have a happy hour and a wrap party and a couple other secrets that we're not sharing with you guys just yet. So May is going to be ACES month. Book now. More details are coming soon at acesconf.com.
Yeah, you can't book now.
You can't book now because I haven't put the Eventbrite up.
But you can use a code Tim Pearson to get you a 10% discount that you can't book right now.
Okay. If you're listening and you're not able to get tickets right now, join us in the ACES Conference Slack at acesconf.com/Slack, where the conversation's going all the time. See, I'd be a good radio host, even though we're doing video.
I like that. Yeah. No, I like that. And actually, that code will never work. So just for the record, don't try it.
So we're coming at you now. This is the ACES Conference Podcast, Season 3, Episode 2, because I said Episode 1 was lost. And we're going to do video. So if you're catching this on the podcast app, head over to YouTube, whatever our channel is, and check out the video and watch how Tim and I do one of these. When we always go, if the people are, this is always the other thing where we go, like, for the people who are in their car listening, you're missing out on a good joke. Right. But so you can check us out on YouTube. All right, so let's get into something today to make it a little bit more worthwhile for people.
What? We're gonna respect people's time?
No, we're not respecting people's time. We're just gonna bring them value to their time. There's a difference between those two.
Okay, all right. I can live with that.
For anyone who's listening, don't look at the ending timestamp on how long this episode is, but it's 6 hours. It's ACES Conference, the podcast, the Audible book.
I did get that 1 terabyte drive on my machine, right? Okay, yeah, we're fine.
You have an M1? You love your M1.
I will say, I have said this a ton of times. I will continue to say it. My M1 is the best Apple device I've owned. And I've owned them all.
Wait, did you get an M1 like the day it came out?
I ordered it the day it came out, yeah.
I have a feeling I have one of those bad batch M1s. I know there's some people who complain about their M1s. Like, I have not yet felt comfortable with my M1. And maybe it's not necessarily the M1. It could also just be Big Sur.
Sure.
Getting all my stuff transferred and stuff like that. Because, like, I don't want to do Migration Assistant. I think that's going to bring over a lot of cruft or whatever it is. But, like, I'm almost at the point now because I've had this. It's literally sitting on my studio table. Like, I'm holding it right now for anyone who's not watching. It's not even, I've turned it on 3 times since I got it because I can't.
I love it. I set it up. I set it up fresh. I didn't migrate anything. So yeah, I'm thrilled with it. It's been fantastic. In fact, I bought an M1 Mac Mini for my home media server and stuff, and just plugged it in the other day. And it's been fantastic. We're running Rune to distribute music everywhere, and what's that other one? What's that?
Plex.
That's it. Plex for video, because we're trying to keep the streams down a little bit. living out here in the woods where we're dependent on cellular connections now.
And you have what people in Hawaii call coconut internet.
Yes, we do. We have coconut internet.
Shout out to my dwarf Jerome Kohler in Hawaii. What's up, buddy? So yeah, I mean, I don't know. My M1, I don't know, between M1 and the Big Sur, I think it was too much at the same time. I'm trying to get an Illustrator running on that, and it crashes, and it doesn't work in my CalDigit dock. So I haven't been converted yet. I've tried it a couple of times. I also just don't have the time in my day to actually like sit and like move my stuff over, right? I think that's the biggest thing. Because as a business owner and as a father of 2 young kids, time is precious. Time is a construct. See, we're bringing it back around. Time is precious, and I have other things to focus on.
Sure.
Especially during the workday in my business.
I 100% agree. And as someone who has just spent the last 3 weeks moving, that is why there's nothing on my walls, because there's so much to do. I've been thrilled with this machine. I tell you, I will, I'll send a picture after that we can add to the notes or whatever. I've got it running with 2 external displays, a CalDigit dock, and I have not had a single hiccup the whole time. I'm thrilled with it. It's amazing. And like yesterday, so Michael's home from school because they have shut down his school because we had a rutabaga scare. And I spent most of the day in his playroom with my laptop, plugging away, trying to stay on top of things, staying on top of business. And when I finished the day, went back to my desk and plugged in for the first time, I still had like 75% of my battery, which is mind-blowing.
Which tells us that you don't do a whole lot during the day. So, sorry, it was there for the
No, that's fair.
But the thing there is less about, look, I know you're busy, and obviously, we kid around and stuff like that. But for me, it's all about how much time in the day I have to like do things, right? Like in order for me to set up my new laptop, like I'm going to have to dedicate like a solid 4 hours to it. And that's 4 hours. I mean, granted, I'm not billing every hour of every day, like people say, but like that's 4 hours. I'm working in or on my business. I'm doing things. And this goes back to a conversation people were talking about this morning in the ACES Slack, acesconf.com/Slack to sign up. And today is January 22nd. So if anyone wants to scroll back, we were talking about, marketing as a whole and filling your pipeline and being able to delegate things to people because you don't have enough time in the day. Right.
No, I think that's a big thing. And I think that like, that's, part of why my business works is because my partner and I work really well together, and we fill each other's, I almost said we fill each other's holes really well, but I feel like that's inappropriate.
We're not editing that.
But he and I have worked together for 20 some years now, and so we have a real good push and a pull and a yin and a yang, and like there are things that he likes to do and there are things that I like to do, and we're able to kind of take the load for each other. And in the same way, like right now, 2 things happened, right? I moved, and so there's been a little bit more burden on him. I moved out of the city. So it's a little bit more effort for me to go in and see a customer if I needed to. I mean, granted, we don't do that very often, but so he's had to pick up the ball on a couple customers like that. But at the same time, then that, if he's picking up that ball, that's me looking, okay, what else can I do? What can I do for him? What can I be doing to work on our business? Where can I pick up the ball with our marketing? Do we need to do some blog posts? Do we, should I be hanging out on LinkedIn, which I haven't been doing the last month, and I feel bad about that.
Right. Let me ask you a question. So, marketing is a big thing, and we talk about marketing so much at ACES. And to be honest, like as not only the ACES, forgetting the ACES thing, like as an owner of Virtua, I find that the marketing thing has been probably one of the biggest questions that people in our industry, or at least especially people in our community, have had. Right.
It's what you circle back to. Well, I mean, I think that IT people are not good at marketing. I think that it's what we circle back to all the time. It does become a constant, it's a constant topic for ACES because it's something that, everybody knows that you have to get business to stay in business, and nobody knows how to get, and so everybody, there's a few levers. Everybody has their lever that they learned over the years to pull, to get a little bit of business. But and that is some type of marketing, and people are afraid, people are always afraid to be salesy or stuff like that. But one of the things you have to realize is that the people that you're selling to are also selling. When you're selling to a business owner, that business owner is selling all the time. That's how they stay in business.
Right.
And so I think that marketing is a it's probably like one of the 3 or 4 or 10 things that we have to do really well, for our businesses. And it's one of the things that if we do it just a little bit, just enough, you get a little bit of business. And then almost everybody to a T that I know, as soon as they get a little bit, they take their foot off the gas, because they're afraid. You're right. Like, wait, I got 3 coming in.
I can't handle
anymore. I can't go look for anymore,
And that's actually the worst. That's the worst thing to do, right? Like, if it's working, and with the marketing thing, like, there's a great marketing podcast. I listen to it. I don't know. It's great in my opinion, but the Paul Green Marketing MSP podcast, there was an episode just the other day where he was interviewing somebody. This person had like won a chance to like talk to Paul Green.
Oh yeah.
And, that same thing came up, right? He said, oh, I did a little bit of marketing and then I stopped and then I did it again. And like, he was mailing things to people and he was mailing an introduction letter or something like that, right?
Yeah, wasn't he doing the standard Robin Robbins stuff, right?
Yeah, he had mentioned, he didn't say it by name, but he did mention, the red envelope, which I'm pretty, It was Robin Robbins, right? I've never done Robin Robbins, so I don't know. But he even called him out. Like, he sent the intro letter and then waited 6 months because he got busy with something and then sent the intro letter again. And that's not really the way to do things. They know who you are. But I mean, as someone who, in between 2019 and 2020, I'll tell you this is a true story. I have hired multiple different marketing firms, and marketing, this is a very generic term here, but to do different types of marketing. We had one who was doing we were trying the LinkedIn game, and there was someone who was making phone calls for us and trying to, get things on my calendar. And like, none of those things played out because I think one of the biggest problems with marketing is you never need an IT person until you need an IT person.
It's a long, slow churn. I mean, that's for sure. The thing that we find is customers that we acquire, we generally don't acquire from our marketing, but our marketing provides social proof to people that when they are finally looking and they've seen us over the years and they've seen the constant thing, they know who we are. Like, right. People are familiar with me. They're familiar with my voice, or they're certainly familiar with my face. They've seen me on whatever. And somebody has told them, hey, go talk to MASH. They've seen, I thought we weren't doing that this year.
No, I'm still doing it. Sorry.
Whatever, Fozzie. All right, here we go. So no, that people have seen us, they know, and so if your marketing is done right, at least you take all of that out of play, and by the time the person actually contacts you because they need help, you're the only person they call. You're the one. And I think that you do that with referrals, and you're always asking for referrals. You're always reminding your customers that you need, hey, by the way, what keeps our prices down is more business.
Right.
But I think that that's absolutely the case, and we have been guilty. Like, I took a year off of marketing. I said, look, we don't want any more work. We're just not going to do anything, and that was probably a mistake, but it was the right thing for us, and it was a work-life balance thing, and it worked out okay. But when you start marketing again and you start picking that up, like, it takes 3 or 4 or 6 or 8 months to get going.
Right.
And so, when you hire a marketing company, you have to keep in mind that you've got a year's worth of a year's worth of anything before you start seeing much ROI. And it's really hard for like a call setter to be very successful in making calls for you. It's really hard for them to vet a list that's the right fit for customers. And it's really, really hard for them to speak to somebody in your voice. And that's the thing. The best marketer for any of our businesses is, unfortunately, it's us. It's the owner.
Yeah.
Because we've built it to here. We know what people are talking about. We're in the trenches day to day with other business owners, and we can relate to business owners. And that's the thing that really is a struggle for,
I agree with
people
that.
in our industry, because we don't want to do that.
But I agree with that to a point. I agree with that to a point. I think there's a point where, if depending on how far you want to grow your business, because I know there's a lot of ACES members and a lot of ACNs who don't want to go beyond one person. And for them, you're it, obviously. You can't outsource that. But for those who are growing, I know a couple of ACNs who have, 40, 50 person businesses, obviously a very different story, right? But for the people who need the marketing help, those single people, you're absolutely right in that respect, that like, you as the business owner have to do the marketing. The people you can outsource to, the delegation you can do can help you elevate that, right? But you have to be the face of it. So like, for example, for us, I know we've had this conversation in the past about doing video. We finally stepped up our video game, and only I really can be the face on the video, right? Not saying that anyone else on my team doesn't have a face for video. They're all beautiful people in their own way.
Not saying that you have a face for video.
Shut up, Tim. But we're doing video now, fool. Bring it, check it out on youtube.com/insert channel here. The thing though is that it's your voice, right? Whether you're the face of it or not, it's still your voice. And this goes back to the Gary Vaynerchuk stuff, right? Putting content out there, writing or podcasting or audio or video, TikTok, Facebook video, Facebook Lives, whatever it is, but it has to be you, because the company at your size, if you're less than, 15 people, we'll say, you're the company. It's your voice. That's how it works. And the company that you're working with, if you're doing B2B, they understand that.
They understand that. And there's two things on there too. Like, one, that's your size. And marketing is a numbers game. And you talk about the companies that have bigger,
employee counts,
more employee, more head count and stuff like that. They can afford to have somebody burn, right? They can have somebody churn, and a lot of marketing, and at their level, they're looking for a low return, or a low, like, they're talking about, we'll send out a marketing piece and we want a 3 or 4% return, right? Or we want 3 or 4% of the people to actually open it and look at it and maybe set an appointment out of that. When you're doing a more personal approach to your marketing, which is what smaller teams have to do, because you don't have the resources, you also get a higher return on that too, right? Like, I don't get 50%, right? But you get a little bit higher return on that those calls when you're personally making the call. Whereas, it sounds like somebody's calling for you on your behalf to set up a thing, or can I try to sell you some new blah, 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 blah. And they're super slick. And, people, I don't think people love the, I don't know. Let me put it this way. I don't think that people in my target demographic love the super slick salesperson who's trying to get in past the secretary and make that call, get that thing going. They kind of appreciate did I say something funny?
I was thinking, I'm reading a book, which I think everyone should read, called The Magic of Thinking Big. And it was written in the 1950s, and its anecdotes don't age well, though the concepts and the theories in it do. And so when you're like
slipping by the secretary, yeah.
In my head, I'm thinking about the guy who wrote this book, like bringing a dozen roses to the secretary, like, "Hey Donna, is Bill in today?" Like, I'm just gonna go into his office and wait for because I'm like in the zone of that book, and you said that, and it kind of like in my head, like Lego pieces, like.
Oh yeah, totally. No, it's totally like a Mad Men type a thing. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think that the need, you know, at the size of most of the consultants of our peers are, it's that personal touch that actually does make the difference, you know, and it just, you know, trying like, I applaud you for making those efforts, but I think you've got to, you know, get a little bit more heads of steam, and then it goes, or just ride it for a long time, because you got, you know, it takes so long for those initiatives to really kick in and get you appointments.
All right, so let's play a game. And then we'll end the episode. Okay. The game is,
I love games.
The game is, what is the number one thing that someone who's listening to this podcast can do right now to start their marketing efforts?
Sign up for ACES in May. Oh wait, no, that was...
You know what? It's so funny. I wasn't even thinking that, but no, that is a very very good answer. What's your real?
No,
it's not every.
Well, I mean,
ACESConf.com when the tickets are available. But what's your actual answer?
I mean, I think the number one thing that you can do is to be consistent. Like absolutely number one thing. You know, if you're going to do something in marketing, if you're going to do a newsletter, you know, even if you do that newsletter only to your customers and ask them to, you know, have a little plug at the bottom about some of your services and ask them to sell it, you know, forward it to somebody who might be interested in it. And you do that once a month, every single month, that's what you do. If you're going to do postcard campaigns, you know, fine, do a postcard campaign, do it consistently, do it every single month. And I mean, that's the big thing, is to be consistent. Don't get 3 months in and go, I didn't get a single phone call, I'm done. Like it's consistency, and it takes time. And then, you know, what will happen is you get 4, 5, 6 months in, you start getting 2, 3, 4 calls, and then 4, 5, 6 calls. And, you know,
I can attest that we started when everyone started going home in March of 2020. Yeah. We started the weekly at home, you know, weekly email to all of our clients. And then,
I get that email.
Yo, you're on my email list, right? Yeah. And then in October, as many of you know, we did acquire Chris Solution. John Motor came over to our team, and so that email list increased. And someone on my team, actually, I taught them how to write in my voice, and I review everything. So it's not like it's not me, but we have kind of somewhat of a formula to write those emails. Mm-hmm. With what kind of information I want to share and stuff like that. And I'm asked every Monday, Sam on our team who writes it asks me, you know, what do I want to have in the newsletter? She can write it, just because I don't have the time to write it. But before Sam was on board, I had it in my Asana, my to-do list, mm-hmm. as an automatic task every Monday, write weekly work from home email. And, you know, I know some of my clients, at least my New York City clients, are, you know, they're too busy to read it. But like, the other day, I got an email from one of our Iowa clients who was, you know, asking us a support question, and PS'd it at the end going, love your weekly emails, Justin. Yeah. This guy is now a convert to Virtua. You know, he came over from Chris. He's now a convert to Virtua. And if we ever wanted to, you know, the next step would be to get a referral from him. We can easily leverage that because he likes us and he's heard our name every week. And he probably does talk to other people about us. You know, the consistency thing is a true sign. I would say my first thing to do, even before being consistent, is picking which way you think your voice works the best, whether it's written, audio, or video, and getting yourself organized. And you want to talk about getting organized. We'll have Rich Wingfield on to talk about Go Bites, but getting yourself organized and getting that reoccurring item in your to-do list with the exact steps of what you're going to do. So write yourself a plan. I'm going to blog. I'm going to write a 100-word blog every Tuesday and put it in your to-do list. I'm going to record, you know, what I did for the week, and I'm going to put it out. You can go to Audible, not Audible. What's the service we use? I don't remember. You can go to any of the podcasting services. Podbean, that's it. You can go to Podbean and sign up for them. You know, whatever you want to do, get just something out there. And then post the podcast to your blog, or make a YouTube video. You don't have to have a fancy set. You can sit behind a white wall and you know, just say, this is what happened. And even if you're just reading stuff from like Mac rumors, right? And putting your twist on it, your take of what's happening, that's another option you can do. But whatever it is, consistency is the key. But before consistency is in my opinion, figure out what way your voice works the best, because not everyone's comfortable being in front of a camera or having, listening to their own voice. Which way does your voice work the best, and put it on your to-do list and do it. If you're going to do short stuff, like if you're going to do TikTok or Facebook live videos, TikTok, I would say maybe twice a week, Facebook videos, maybe once a week, YouTube, once every week, once every 2 weeks, a blog post, or an email at least once a month.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing about those, and now we're going beyond the like one tip or whatever, but don't do it in a vacuum. Like if you're going to do it, you got to do it, and you have to publicize. Like if you're going to do it on any of those other platforms, like if it's not an email, right? You've got to let your users know somehow, so that, because they're never going to find you, right? And if you think that your customers go to your website on a regular basis to see what your latest blog posts are or whatever, I'm here to tell you they don't. I've done the research. They do when I send them an email and tell them that there's a post that they should look at, but they're not going to go on their own. And so whatever you do, make sure that it's kind of wrapped in a thing. And you know what we should do? We should do an episode on this. Hey, Justin, take a note, will you? No, but we should do an episode. We could do like Tim's social by the numbers. And I can pull my reports from last year of like how many posts we did, how many blog posts, how many people saw them, what went on LinkedIn, because we auto publish everything to LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn.
Let's do a MailChimp compare, because you use MailChimp also, right, to send out your email?
I don't anymore. It's all through HubSpot, but I can pull my numbers.
All right, so we'll do it. We'll do a numbers comparison, and if there is anyone else who's doing email lists, we would love to just get your base numbers. If we could do like a nice, the more data points we have, the better it is. But
it's good to know if we're doing good or not doing, whatever.
Right. How should we get this episode out to people?
I think I think that when it goes live, you'll post about it. I'll post about it. And then you'll log into the ACES Conference MailChimp and you'll send it out to everybody. We'll send it out to everybody. We'll post in the ACES Conference channels. Well, yes, exactly.
That's how it is. Yeah, all right. Absolutely. Well, we wanted to keep it short. We went a little bit longer than expected. But ACES Conference 2021 live virtually in your home is coming soon. It'll be in May. Like I said earlier, pencil in for every Thursday. There'll be other events throughout the month. More details are coming soon. Pay attention to acesconf.com for the details. Join the Slack at acesconf.com/Slack to engage in the conversations. We do what's your number one challenge on Mondays. We do fitness check-ins almost every day now. We do gratitude Fridays. We talk about sales. We talk about marketing. We talk about any products you're using. We have some of our vendors are in there talking about their products. It is an engaging community and is growing rapidly. So check that out, acesconf.com/Slack. Any final words? If you pay attention, you may see me accidentally schedule meetings like this with Justin in the general channel. Yeah, that was good. That was a good one. Yeah, I'm good at that. I have skills. I got skills. No, look, I'm excited about, first of all, it's hard to get used to saying 2021. I still feel like it's March 2020, but I'm excited to be here and be looking forward to and helping everyone build their business in 2021, do better, get farther. What are we doing? Zooming out. Zoom out. I'm excited about it. Yeah. No, cool. That's it. Thanks for listening. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Do I got something in my teeth? No, I'm checking mine. Because I just ate a bunch of chicken.